Closing statements now.
Okay. I'm Shirley Millwood, and I have been in the legal field for 26 years. 14 and a half years ago, I opened my own practice in the Wood Law Firm at Alexandria, where I continue to practice today. I was the first lawyer to open a practice in the Wood Law Firm, taking the chance on the unknown. I have a history of taking the chance on the unknown throughout my life, just overcoming a lot of adversities and obstacles in life, and having to figure out a different way to be able to maneuver through those and to overcome those, and just really just bust through some brick walls and to continue pressing forward in a positive way. When I started working in the legal field, I was a single mother with 3 children. I went to law school at night. It took me almost 12 years to get my degree. That was because there were times I had to take off of work. I would take leave of absence from school to be able to take care of my children and run ball fields. I was involved at SAC chief activities when my children were young. I served on the board there. I served as a secretary. I served as a legal mom. I also pitched in and did whatever needed to be done. I've spent 9 years as a coach's wife. I know firsthand what it's like to be a team player, what it's like to make those sacrifices. I've been out boots on the grounds, the day after the tornadoes come through our areas. I'm out there with my hair up in a hat, my boots on, and I'm just as dirty as everybody else is, and that's something I really enjoy doing. I have 3 beautiful children. One is now in heaven, has been for more than 5 years. I have a blend of 10 grandchildren, and I've been here my whole entire life, and I've learned to overcome a lot of adversities that I think will benefit me, or I know will benefit me, serving the people of Calhoun County as your next probate judge. Thank you for your time.
So I think in the first question I gave you the education, training, and experience speech. I've been in an entrepreneur for most of my life. I started at age 16 in my own diving and salvage company in a boatyard. I've had a photography business on the side. One of the most interesting businesses I ever had to deal with was a short line railroad in Connecticut. I was one of 3 people who started a 34-mile stretch of short line railroad. So we had to be familiar with the railroad regulations at the federal level. It was interesting. I've served on many boards, both for-profit and non-profit. Family Links, Success Academy, you should be familiar. Some of you are familiar with those organizations. I enjoy what I do. When I changed careers from accounting to counseling, I decided I really wanted to be where I could help people. When I got into counseling, I decided that the best place to help people is when they are in need, when they are in crisis. And that's why I went to work at the sheriff's office. I wanted to deal with people when they were in most need in crisis. I have talked people out of suicide. I have responded to some situations that I would not share with you. But I like the crisis work that we have at the sheriff's office. I teach crisis at JSU. I enjoy that. I enjoy working with people and helping them solve their problems. So I believe that my training, education, experience, that broad range of accounting all the way through law enforcement and mental health, budgets and finance, make me uniquely qualified to be your next probate judge. And I thank you for your time this evening.
So as a Marine, one of the things they instill in us and that they teach you from beginning to end is about service over self. In my last command, I led 65 Marines and sailors. We went on the deployment to the Middle East. And when we left for that deployment, it was the day before my son turned 1 year old. I missed his first birthday. I missed his first haircut. When I came back from deployment, he didn't know who I was. And he was scared of me. He didn't want me to touch him. And that was hard. That was very hard. And people asked me, how could you do that? How could you leave your children? How could you leave your family? And the answer is that I took an oath. I took an oath to my country. And when I took that position, I promised those Marines and sailors that when we did deploy, I would deploy with them, because that was my responsibility. Because service over self is not just about when it's easy. Service over self really means that you do that when it's hard, when things are hard. It's important that the person in this job take it just as seriously. The probate court is different. And Judge Martin would tell you, the probate court is more than just a court, it's a business. It is finance. It is human resources. It is reporting. It is all the administrative things. And I can sit up here and I can humbly tell you that I don't know it all. I do not know everything about being a probate judge. And nobody does until they are the probate judge. Because there are so many things that are encompassed in that title. There's so many things you have to do. But what I can tell you is that I will learn from the judge that's in office. I will learn from the staff. I will listen to those people that have been there 10 plus years and that know their job back and forth. And I won't go in there the first day and pretend like I know everything, because I don't. But I will learn. I will learn. I have the education. I have the experience. I'm the most well-rounded person for this job with experience in all those areas. And I can tell you that I will absolutely take my oath to the county just as seriously as I took my oath to our country. My name is Julie Perella, and I ask that you consider electing me as your new Calhoun County Probate Judge.
And that concludes our forum. We want to thank the Calhoun County Chamber of Commerce and the Public Affairs Committee of the Chamber for sponsoring this event. We also want to thank the three candidates for giving us their time tonight so that you can learn more about them. And we also want to thank you, the audience, both here at the Civic Center at Oxford and those listening online, for taking time to become more informed about these candidates and their positions in the government. This position is one of the positions that most of us will have interaction with at some time in our lives. For those leaving the Civic Center, we ask you to drive safe, and we wish you all a good evening.